This is a mural of Southwest Virginia, illustrating the culture and the history of this region of the state. And right here, you have a railroad, a train, steam train. Right here, you have a gentleman catching fish, as you can see. And over there on those horsebacks, you have the native tribes, the Native Americans right here in Southwest Virginia. You have a guy kayaking, and just some regular town folk around the area. And this particular mural was by Paysur, illustrated in 2012, and also leaves a phone number right there. So I guess for inquiries and business purposes. This is Southwest Virginia, and let's get it. Good morning, good people. This is P9, and I am here with another video. And this morning, I am in Gate City, Virginia. Gate City is a town in Scott County with a population of a little over 2,000 residents. And it is the county seat of Scott County. And as you can see right here, this is First Baptist Church. This is where I'll start my video. First Baptist Church right across the street at the corner of East Jackson Street and Solon Street. But I'm gonna continue downtown in the main drag, which is East Jackson Street. So Gate City is a town that is part of the Kingsport, Bristol metropolitan area, which is a component of the Tri-Cities region, which includes Kingsport, Tennessee, Bristol, Tennessee, and Virginia, and Johnson City, Tennessee. But right here, right now I'm in Gate City. Now, originally, Gate City was named Winfield when it was established back in 1815, named in honor of Winfield, or General Winfield Scott, who took part in the War of 1812. In 1817, the town was renamed to Estelville in honor of Benjamin Estel, a local judge, instrumental in the formation of the new county. And Gate City didn't receive its present name until 1886, when Attorney General Rufus Ayers pointed out that the proximity to Big Moccasin Gap marked the town as the gateway to the west. So the town was officially incorporated in 1892. So that is a little brief history of Gate City. And check out those mountains right there. Given its location in Southwest Virginia, it does have a lot of nice scenery. Now, Gate City was also another one of those boom towns that materialized in Southwest Virginia back during the early 1900s. You know, they had a railroad yard where logs were distributed throughout the South. So it does have a lot of importance from an industrial standpoint. They also had a manufacturing center in the area of Water Street where wood pumps, staves, sleds, and harnesses were built. It's another little angle right here where those mountains, you can see those mountains really stand out. So as you're about to see, downtown Gate City is a lot of mom and pops spots. So it definitely has that small town vibe for sure. You have your hair salon right here. Nice little artwork right here. At least looks like two individuals sledding. MC24, the artist of this mural. Pretty cool, pretty nice. The people out here enjoying the snow. Some interesting looking steps right here. I just want to get this angle to show you guys. This is Kane Street right here, which is one of the main drags that lead into downtown, right off of the major highway. So it's like a ton of restaurants and gas stations down that way. But let me proceed downtown. Right across the street over here is a drugstore called Broadway or Broadwater Drugs, which is sponsored by Walgreens, as you can see right here. This is the little drugstore right over here. Check this out. They even have a bookshop and coffee house called Maple Tree. It's cool, which is pretty nice, you know. If it was warmer, they'll have, pretty sure they'll have people seating outside. Have an antique shop right here. We have a little NASCAR Hot Wheel, like a little Hot Wheels track, so to speak, right over here. It's pretty nice. Nice. Have an antique mall right here. So a couple of shops that have antiques. We also have an antiques dealer across the street over there. Right up this street up here. It's called Cleveland Street. So they have a few houses up that way. And the hill is kind of steep too. It's a pretty steep hill going up that way. Now this building right here is the Scott County Economic Development Authority and Scott County Chamber of Commerce. So check that out. And also right here, you have a sculpture that was welded and donated to Scott County, dedicated to all the American veterans, donated to Scott County, Virginia by Jim and Betty Spears. And this is, again, a welded metal sculpture by Jim Spears. And it was sculpted in 1999, so it's really dope, really nice. And this looks like this building right here is the Scott County Courthouse. And check this out. It's a Daniel Boone Trail from North Carolina through Virginia to Kentucky, marked by the Virginia Daughters of the American Revolution. More nice buildings on this side of the road as well. Now up that way is Manville Road. Manville Road, now that's like a really elevated sloped road as well, as you would expect to see in a mountainous terrain, a mountainous town. Got a couple of houses right here downtown. A few houses downtown in Gate City. Check this out, corner of Library Avenue and West Jackson Street. And they have the Scott County Public Library right here. Again, you have a couple of nice houses that sit up there, those elevated foundations. Now looks like an abandoned building right here. Wow, this used to be a theater back in the day, and now it's a shell of its former self. It looks like it's definitely an abandoned, condemned building. Check that out. but you still say that it has the remnants of the ticket booth. So I would imagine in its heyday back in the early 20th century, perhaps, it was booming down here from an entertainment standpoint. And also they have what looks like the Scott County, Virginia Star publication office right here. So this is definitely an older brick building right over here. This one looks like it used to be perhaps a housing development back in the day, but it's also now a condemned in construction area. As you can see, it has the danger construction area keep out sign. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do with this area, with this particular building. They have this hardware store right here. It's called Quillen Hardware and General Store. It was established back in 1903, so it's a long-standing establishment right here in Gate City. I mean, since 1903, we're talking a good 122 years now. They even have the old mural. I don't know if you can see it from over here, but they all have the old Quillen Hardware Company mural on the side of the building still. It's Southern made for Southern. I can't even read that. I don't even know what that says. The paint is so faded, it's hard to really make out what that last word says. I'm in Gateway Park. It's a little side footage over here. Right here, the side of this beautiful mountain right here on Gateway Park. And check out this nice work of art right here. I like the fact that the word love is spelled out using symbols like the L is the cowboy boot with the spur on the back. The O, I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's a donut. But the V right here has the violin next to it. And the E right here, it looks like it has like a bow and arrow going through the side of the E. And then at the bottom of the E, the bottom stroke, it has has like a fishing rod or something. So I guess it symbolizes the fishing right here in the region, as well as the bow and arrow, I guess, symbolizes the Native Americans. So this is basically on the side of the road right here. There's a few historical markers as well, including this one right here. This one is of the Carter musical family. The Carter musical family of Scott County, the first family of country music, who consisted of Alvin Pleasant, A.P. Carter, who sang and composed, Sarah Daughtery Carter, who sang lead and played the guitar and auto harp, and Maybelle Addington Carter, who sang and played the guitar and auto harp. After their first recording session in Bristol for the Victor Talking Machine Company in 1927, the trio enjoyed tremendous popularity, appearing on radio and recording more than 250 songs until 1943. The Carter family incorporated unique harmony vocals into traditional tunes and original material. And A.P. and Sarah Carter are buried in Maces Springs, Virginia, near Hilton's, and Maybelle Carter is buried in Hendersonville, Tennessee. So the Carter musical family, I've been hearing a lot about them. I've been seeing a lot of like markers and just overall history of them ever since I've been vlogging in this area. So I ought to check their music out because I guess they're one of the pioneers of country music. And it's a marker of John P. McConnell, who's an educator and was born about 8 miles north of here. And he served as acting president of Milligan College in Tennessee and later taught history and economics at Emory and Henry College. An advocate of higher education for women, McConnell became the founding president of the State Normal and Industrial School for Women at Radford in 1911. So John P. McConnell he also plays a major role in this area, as he is from not too far from Gate City. And this is a marker about Moccasin Gap. I did mention them earlier in the video. Moccasin Gap is in Clinch Mountain. It links the valleys of the Holston and Clinch rivers through here past the main trail between Cherokee territory to the south and Shawnee land in present-day Ohio. Hunters and explorers of European descent were using the gap by the mid-18th century. In 1775, Richard Henderson, a land speculator, hired Daniel Boone to clear a route to Kentucky. Boone and 30 men widened the existing Indian path to create the Wilderness Road, over which thousands of settlers later passed. The arrival of the railroad in the 1880s and the construction of U.S. highways in the 20th century ensured that Moccasin Gap would remain a significant transportation route. So yeah, you have Moccasin Gap, which is a major transportation route and very historic in that trail for the Cherokee and Shawnee. And then in the first court of Scott County, named for General Winfield Scott, was formed in 1814 from portions of Lee, Russell, and Washington counties. So a combination of 3 counties formed Scott County. The first court met on February 14th, 1815 at the house of Benjamin Hollins, about half a mile southeast of here. Hollinson's house also served as one of the county's 2 polling places during its first election held in April. So again, you have the first court of Scott County right open here in Gate City. And you also have this marker for Donaldson's Indian line. Cherokee Indians lived in this area before European settlement. In the Treaty of Lochaber in 1770, the Cherokee agreed to shift westward the boundary between their land and territory open to settlers. This new line was to run from the vicinity of present-day Kingsport, Tennessee, to the confluence of the Kanawha and Ohio rivers, now in West Virginia. John Donaldson represented Virginia in the party that surveyed the line in 1771. With the consent of Cherokee Representative Ada Kula, Donaldson blazed a line that extended to the mouth of the Kentucky River, well to the west of the boundary delineated in the treaty. Donaldson's line crossed the road near here. So this is also a very important boundary line right over here in Gate City. And last but not least, this is the Prospect Public School marker. Prospect School, for 6 decades, Scott County's only public school for African Americans, moved into a new building 1.5 miles northwest of here in 1919. Contributions for the 2-room school came from the black community in the amount of $1,200, and the county in the amount of $600, and the Julius Rosenwald Fund in the amount of $500. This fund, created by the president of Sears, Roebuck and Company and inspired by the work of Booker T. Washington, helped build more than 5,000 schools for black children in the South and supported 2 additions to Prospect in the 1920s. The school offered grades 1 through 7. Black students who sought further education had to leave the county. Prospect School closed in 1965 with desegregation and was later demolished. Wow, so there's a lot of history right here in Gate City. So even they had a school specifically for African Americans, which was a little less than 2 miles away from this particular area. So yeah, just wanted to come by and drop some knowledge. And over here in Gate City. Nice little park called Gateway Park, where there's a lot of historical markers. There you have it. I want to walk down this sloped road right here to get a little bit of a closer up of the of these mountains right here. Get a really good view of these mountains. And check this out. They have a Broadwater trading company over there. And this is over here by the railroad tracks. Looks like they have some basketball hoops over here too. So yeah, like a little basketball court. As you can see right here, these hoops, there's 4 of them. It's 2 over there and 2 on this side. And they're all missing the nets. But I guess you can still come out here and shoot some hoops nevertheless, you know, through a netless rim, netless hoop. And again, there goes, here's some railroads over here, railroad tracks. Make my way back up this hill, back into downtown, back onto the main drag. They have this bank right here, First Community Bank. So from the looks of it, Gate City looks like a really community-oriented town, you know? Just wanted to take this last moment of this video here in Gate City just to get a really nice walk, nice stroll alongside the mountains. So there you guys have it. This concludes the Gate City, Virginia vlog. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And make sure you hit that like button. And also, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And with that being said, good people, thanks for watching and see you guys on the next one. Peace.